The movie begins with a young boy named John. He's working on a school project for art class. He studies in an elite school only for rich kids. In the morning, we see John's father. He's very strict because he is the state judge. We also see John's mother. She is an alcoholic and always stays in her room. John feels lonely in the house, so he starts an affair with one of his school teachers. The following morning, John goes to school. We see a 35 years old teacher named Luciana. She is John's art teacher. We can see John is attracted to her. Later in the class, Luciana is reviewing everyone's projects. However, when she checked John's project, she laughed at his project. John feels humiliated and leaves the class. After a while, Luciana follows John and went to the library. She talks to John and tells him what has she done so wrong that he is behaving so rude. Luciana tells him that it is her last day in school because from tomorrow the vacation is starting. Meanwhile, she writes an address on John's hand and asks him to meet her there at night. John feels so excited. He asks Luciana, can we play there at night, because school was the only place they could get physical. Luciana leaves the library. Later, John goes to the address and meets Luciana in a car. Luciana tries to convince John to break their relationship because she is leaving the city. She tells him to find a good girl for himself of his age. John is madly in love with her and doesn't listen to anything. Luciana tells him that she is going to a village far away from the city to spend her vacation. John insists that he will go with her too. Luciana doesn't listen and starts driving. Meanwhile, John is trying to convince her. John suggests that he can with her for the vacation. They can make an excuse at home. He will tell his father that he is going on a vacation with friends. Luciana agrees. They start driving to a village. On the way, they stop to eat something. John is eating a burger while Luciana talks to someone on the phone. However, John is busy eating and doesn't notice her. After some time, John plays some music in the car. Luciana feels happy because it's her favorite song. She starts dancing in front of a car. John is enjoying that. He is finally free to do anything he wants. Later at night, Luciana is driving when John falls asleep. Luciana clicked some pictures of him and sent them to someone. It seems like she is making a plan. In the morning, they finally reach their destination. Luciana shows John her house and tells him that this is her grandma's house. After her grandmother's death, she is the owner now. Luciana shows John the swimming pool. Suddenly, she pushes him into the swimming pool. John is shocked to see Luciana having fun. He comes out and runs after her. Meanwhile, his school bag is drowning in the water. When John enters the house, he sees everything is covered in white cloths. Because this house was closed for a long time, John hears Luciana's voice. She calls him in the bathroom. There, she takes off John's clothes and asks him to take a shower with hot water because the swimming pool water is cold. He can get sick due to that. John checks his phone and it was not working because of the water. It was damaged. John takes off his clothes and starts kissing Luciana. After some time, they get intimate and then John takes a shower. The scene shifts. John and Luciana are driving towards village to buy some fresh vegetables and groceries. They are in the car. John is driving while Luciana is trying to get him into talking. She tries to seduce him. John stopped the car and started kissing her. After a while, Luciana gets out of the car and John follows her into the woods. Then they start kissing and play the bedroom game. John feels happy because he is getting what he wants. He is in love. The following morning, Luciana is taking a shower while John is playing outside. Two men arrive there and start talking to John. Luciana is watching them from a window. She picks up a gun and goes outside. Luciana talks to John and asks him about them. He replies that they are here to buy this property and that's why he started talking to them. She tells John that you should not talk to anyone over here. Don't interfere with anything, you don't understand. She asks those men to leave. Luciana doesn't want anyone to come here or get information about John and her relationship. Meanwhile, John is apologizing to her for what he did. However, Luciana is angry at him and tells him to leave and go back home. John apologizes to her and tells her that he wants to live with her. John starts kissing her and later they get intimate. At night, Luciana receives a call and her phone starts vibrating. She cut the call and went to the kitchen. She prepares orange juice and puts it on the side table near John and leaves the house. In the morning, John wakes up and finds a letter with a glass of orange juice. In the letter, Luciana tells John that she is going to a nearby village and will come back soon. When he tries to go out, all the doors are locked from outside. John tries to open all the door and windows but fails to open them. Now suddenly, Luciana comes to the house with a wounded man. She is shocked to see John awake. The wounded man cannot walk due to his wounded leg. John helps that man and Luciana asks him to bring the first aid box. John and Luciana help the wounded man. After some time, the man feels better. Later in the room, John asks Luciana about the man. Luciana replies that he is her brother. John is curious and asks, "You never told me about a brother." Luciana answers that I and my brother don't talk to each other. We have met after many years. She tells John that her brother will be staying with them for a few days until he feels better. John happily says yes. Luciana's brother tells them that let's have dinner together. At the dinner table, Luciana's brother introduces himself as Raphael. After some time, he provokes John by telling him some stupid things. Raphael doesn't want her sister to get intimate with John. After some time, John gets up and leaves the dinner table. However, Raphael doesn't care about anything. Later after dinner, John is helping Luciana in the kitchen when her brother comes and starts provoking John using abusive words. This time John is angry. John feels that he should not stay here anymore. However, when he is about to go out of the room, Raphael comes in, knock out John by knocks the room and cars the windows with some wood so no one can see John from outside. After some time, John comes back to his senses. John tries to open the door, it's locked. John calls for help and shouts Luciana's name. However, no one can hear him. He feels angry and starts throwing things. He tries to remove the wood from the window. Suddenly, Luciana's brother Raphael opens the door and punches John in the face. At the moment, Luciana comes inside and ties John to the bed. After some time, when Raphael goes out of the room, John asks Luciana what is she doing to him. Luciana replies that just calm down, everything will be okay. Suddenly her brother Raphael comes in and shouts at Luciana. He tells her to get out of the room. She is scared of him and leaves the room. Raphael slaps John and asks him to shut up. After some time, Raphael takes a video of John crying and asking for help. Raphael opens John's robes and comes out of the room. After some time, Luciana sends that video to John's mother. When she opens the video, she sees John asking for help. She gets worried and calls the police. After some time, we see police come in and start searching for John because he is the son of a state judge. John is worried because his phone is not working. He doesn't have any other way to call his family. Later at night, John hears some noise from outside. When he comes out to check, he sees Luciana and her brother are getting intimate. Luciana hints him to be silent. John comes back to the room and starts crying. He just wants to escape. He searches the room to find a way. He comes out of the room. Raphael is sleeping on the couch. He slowly wears his shoes. Suddenly, he sees Luciana is standing there looking at him. John rushes to a window. He goes out of the house through that window and starts running. Luciana starts running behind him and says she is still in love with him. Now John is confused if he should stay or leave her. He is now hiding behind a tree, but Luciana reaches there. Luciana says that she is scared that her brother might kill her if she disagrees. John tells her to run away with him. Suddenly, Luciana's brother arrives there from another side. When John looks at him, Luciana hits John with a rock and he faints. Luciana and her brother start dragging John when suddenly they see a car driving towards their house. The man inside the car is their partner. He is happy because he got the ransom money from John's father in return for John's life. Raphael had demanded a huge amount of money from John's father. Later, Raphael takes John to the horse stables and ties him to the chair. John is crying and asks him to let him go. However, Raphael is cruel and doesn't show mercy on John. Raphael points a gun to John, where he is about to shoot John. Luciana comes and saves John's life. Raphael is angry and points his gun at Luciana. He tells her that I will kill you too if you don't go away. Luciana tells him that you got the money, now you let him go. Meanwhile, the partner comes and Raphael hands him the gun to kill John. John is asking Luciana for help. The man points the gun at John. When he is about to shoot him, he suddenly realizes that his shirt will get dirty if he shoots John here. He opens John's ropes and tells him to run so he can shoot him from a distance. John picks up his jacket and smartly hits the man with it, pushing him back. The man hits his head on a nail in the pole. The nail goes off his head. Dead. He fires 3 bullets randomly and dies instantly. John is confident after seeing him dead. He takes his gun and opens his hand ropes with his teeth and run out. On the other hand, Luciana hears the gunfire and comes out of the car to see John. Her brother is angry and forces her to go back inside the car. Suddenly, John comes and points his gun at Raphael. Raphael uses Luciana as a human shield to protect himself and asks John to leave the gun. John asks him to let go of Luciana or he'll shoot him. Raphael smartly leaves Luciana and punches John on his face. John falls and drops the gun. Luciana picks up the gun while Raphael is continuously punching John. However, John fights back and kicks him a few times. John tries to run away. Now Raphael and John fall into the swimming pool. They fight in. Raphael punches John very badly. When Raphael is going out of the pool, John attacks him from the back with a scissor, wounding his neck. Raphael dies instantly due to his wounded neck. John took the scissor from his school bag which he left there on the first day. Luciana was watching everything from a distance. She sees her brother dead in the swimming pool. She drops the gun into the water. After some time, John wears his school uniform and prepares to go home. John takes Luciana with him and starts driving on the way. On the way, Luciana reveals that she had planned to leave the country with the ransom money. Luciana says that she still loves him and they can still go and leave the country with this money. She wants to live with him. John stops the car and throws the money bag outside. He asks Luciana if she can go with him without the money. Luciana hesitates to answer. John tells her to get out of the car. John leaves her with the money and starts driving. He reaches home where he sees the police. He doesn't say anything about Luciana to the police. Some time later, John is crying in the shower, regretting his mistakes. Later, he plays his favorite musical instrument while Luciana is sitting on a bus with all the money. She is leaving the country and the movie ends here. Friends, please like the video and subscribe. This motivates me to create more videos like this. Please like the video, subscribe and do share it with your friends. And again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care.